Hey everyone, it's Robin Cavallaro with Remax One and
Darren Rickwood with First Home Mortgage. How's everybody doing?
it's been a little bit since we talked, but you know what? It's one of those
We're
things.
back.
Oh, I know. It's happy Halloween, happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to the end of the year. God. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
down to the last 60 days, we can do this. So, but of course, with 2020, it has taught Darren and I so many lessons. And the one we're going to talk to you about today is divorce. Darren
Big
is
D.
happily married. I am going through the big D. So yeah, let's just put that out there. It's on my Facebook page anyway. So, but we had a scenario come up we're working with a divorce buyer many years ago. And she did what her attorney told her. She got her husband's name off the deed, but not off the mortgage. So this is where we have a problem because guess what he did? Mm-hmm. He filed bankruptcy. Now she wants to sell the house, and we have to get the bankruptcy court to give her permission to sell the house. So
because it's an asset, the bank wants to know whether or not you're going to owe money or if it's going to be tied up in bankruptcy, everything else. So it's got to be discharged, settled.
Yep. And I'm in the camp of this makes no flipping sense whatsoever. Mm-hmm. That it's her house. She's got the deed. She should be able to pay it off and go on with her life and be done with this relationship 100%. However, the courts don't see things my way.
Or the banks.
Yeah, or the banks.
Right.
Well, the bank is actually in the attitude of, we want out. We're done. Mm-hmm. Just pay it off and go. So
So the worst part, let's go back to big question I always have is when we do a mortgage, mm-hmm. and let's say I'm doing a mortgage for John Doe, and mm-hmm. I'm doing another mortgage for Jane Smith, right? Uh-huh. The females actually have it worse because you guys change your names. Not everybody, but most. Yeah. When we pull a credit report, it has aliases, name mm-hmm. variations, and we have to document what they are. Some of them could be someone typed in your name wrong.
Yes.
Could be variations of your name, but with women, mm-hmm. we see any name change, any name they used, they're currently using or used in the past comes up on a credit report. And that's what leads to a lot of questions. And I've had a lot of people call me and go, well, that was 25 years ago. I don't have any paperwork. Why do I have to provide you that?
I've been Cavallaro since 96. Yeah, Fisher still comes up every now and then, aside from just high school friends. So yeah, there's nothing easy about this whole process, and this actually makes it more complicated. So here's bigger questions. Husband and wife are getting divorced, mm-hmm. or husband, wife, and wife, whatever, spouses are getting divorced. One spouse is going to keep the house, the other's moving out. Mm-hmm. What happens if the spouse is keeping the house doesn't qualify for refinancing the mortgage? How stuck are they, or is there another solution?
Well, I've actually had that come up twice this year. People refinancing, mm-hmm. one moving out, one staying, different parts. And they were under good terms. Yeah. So that's a big factor, if you're under good terms or you're not. Yeah. If you're under good terms, I've actually had one go back and be a non-occupying co-signer to help that other spouse afford the house, and then they go out and buy another one on their own.
So then does that open up the whole hornet's nest again, that if anyone attached to that mortgage files bankruptcy or has a lien put against them or tax issues, mm-hmm. is that now impacting
if they were to go and do anything in the future? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So
it really, both these situations were amicable. They wanted to do it to help out. There was kids involved, so they wanted them in the house. A completely different situation. You may have another one where they don't even talk to each other. I can't get documents. I can't get anything signed. I can't get, what we need. And And we literally make a note, you know, they don't communicate, and underwriter sees it. So in that case, you're not going to have someone co-signing for you other than, you know, a family member or parent.
No, and it's very difficult when I'm working with a couple that's getting divorced and they will not talk to each other. So all communication has to be through email to try to get it to the point that we can get them to the settlement table. My attitude is at some point in time, I was head over heels in love with him, opted to marry him, opted to create 2 children. We're together forever.
Right.
No need to hate him. Whatever happened between us does not need to be ugly. So it is possible. At the same time, though, legalities happen. Mortgages is a huge issue in owning a home. So ultimately, I guess it comes down to please consult with your attorney. We're not attorneys. We can't give legal advice.
We can just tell you stories about what happens and what we have to go through after it's happened.
And while all names will always be removed from our stories, there is not a single one we have ever made up. One of these days I won't be able to say, just kidding. Not today.
Mental notes.
Yes. But please, if you're going through a divorce, which don't wish it on anyone, please talk with your lender as part of the process. Talk with a realtor to figure out what your house is most likely to sell for in this market. Consult with your attorney to figure out how to best protect yourself. Because these are all major, major, major problems that could come up. Because, I mean, now that you're not sharing finances, if one of you doesn't pay taxes, the other one can be impacted. There's a long list of stuff that could come back and bite you in the tuchus.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's always better to ask a question up front than get into a situation where you've already spent a ton of money.
Yes.
And now you can't do anything, and you're going to lose all that money.
Yes.
So there's always a good time up front. Ask any questions you have. There is no dumb question. That's the biggest thing.
No, and trust me, when I say we've been there, done that, bought the T-shirt, most of these times we got stories to tell you. And that's why we do these videos, because this is one that...
And this will end well.
It will. It will absolutely end well.
It'll get worked out.
Yeah, because what we've been told is at this point it's just a matter of formality with getting through the process, and it should be relatively easy. However, everyone was completely blindsided on this one. So again...
And it could be a delay.
Yes.
Depending on, your situation, right?
Yeah. But here's the thing. Darren and I are available most of the time, not after 8 p.m. So, and text us, call us, email us, use Facebook, whatever. We'll be more than happy to answer your questions, meet with you, give you advice. Darren can run the numbers for you if, God forbid, you do end up in my situation, and let you know what your options are. Because it may just be a simple fact of during the process, you just have to pay your mortgage down a little bit more in order to qualify for it on your own. And you don't have to necessarily sell your house. So there's always options, and we will work with you to find them. So anyway, and best of all, I hope and pray you don't end up in this.
The big D.
The big D, yeah. And not Dallas.
Not Dallas.
Yeah, although that would be a cool place to go. So go Cowboys. All right, see y'all later. Bye.
Bye.